From Studio A in North Myrtle Beach, it's time for Old Farts and Tall Tales with Lenny D and Roger T, sharing digital mischief from the bright side of the road. Laugh with us, laugh at us, but laugh.
And I am Angelo in the control room, trying to keep some sanity in the podcast.
Today's theme is innovation. We'll focus on new applications for items to make our lives easier. We'll visit Fairden, introduce a new segment called This Old House with Bruce and Max, talk about summer concerts here in Myrtle Beach, and who knows what else we can find to laugh about. Stay tuned, and here we go.
Hey, Raj, how you doing?
Well, I'm doing a little bit better now, Lenny. You know, we're learning on a new platform. Every time we turn around, somebody's changing something. And so we couldn't use the original platform with another one that we used to record. So we're trying this out, fans, and we hope you enjoy it as much as we enjoy experimenting with it. Right, Lenny?
Yeah, it's always a challenge.
I hated it. I didn't like it at all. I was going out of my mind.
Whenever they upgrade something, same thing on the phones. Every time they upgrade, they do an upgrade. Oh man, everything's starts from scratch.
I know it. I got the guy coming in to reprogram my commode today. It's been tossing toilet paper rolls at me. The automatic refill unit.
Yeah.
And, I don't mind it, but at 3:00 in the morning, you get hit in the face with a toilet paper roll. So he's got to reprogram it. And, you can't do it, because you got to pay you got to pay money, to get it done. So what's going on?
Yeah, you had something you want to mention.
Yeah, I did, And
let people know what's going on.
Yeah. What I really wanted to do, Lenny, was to talk to the folks about how we're trying to keep up with their requests. I follow an analysis on YouTube, and I also follow an analysis on Spotify. There are popular networks now,
Mm-hmm.
And what we have is we get a report, and we synthesize the report down, and it helps us to see where we're going.
Right.
And we're still going straight ahead. We're doing fine.
Yeah.
Okay.
You never
But
give up.
no, we don't give up. And they're telling, and I get from Spotify a nice job, and from All Farts, that it's pretty good. But before we get started tonight, or this afternoon rather, I want to thank all those people for still listening to us. It's hard. Nobody else listens. I mean, around the house anyway. And
I'm talking to you.
yeah,
The one that's listening. Not the one that you know who you are.
yeah. You know who that is. Okay. My pharmacist knows. That's an inside joke. Over the course of more than 18 episodes now, we have learned something interesting from Spotify and from YouTube. And these are our statistics. People don't all listen to podcasts the same way or at the same time. So I prepared a little message. I'd like to read it to you so there's no misunderstanding. Some folks tune in for humor and trash talk. Others come for the topic of the evening or a particular discussion. And many of our listeners are between 65 and 75. The bulk of our listeners, I would say, in that age range. And we understand that technology is always a challenge, especially when you don't use it a lot. Some listeners watch us also on, or listen to us rather, on the radio, because you can listen to Spotify and just listen to the audio section. But most of all, because of that, we continue to adjust our programming. And by that, I mean we try to look for different topics, maybe a little bit more trash talk. People really like the ads, the commercials that we do, especially the ones that have some kind of video attached to it. And we're most grateful for the people who've stuck with us. So the truth is, Most podcasts fade away after only a few productions. We're proud that we've reached more than 18 episodes. This is episode 19. And we know we wouldn't still be here without your encouragement and support. So we're carrying about 100 regulars, and then we get a lot of other people come in. And the most important thing is if you could just tap that little button, and what's it called, Lenny?
Wow.
Yes. He was kind of drifting off. I want to catch him here. Okay, go ahead, Lenny, all yours.
Well, this episode we're going to talk about things that are coming in the future. Okay, and I looked around because when we were young, we always thought this is the way it's going to be, and nothing will change. But then we see we had these cartoons like comics with Dick Tracy, Flash Gordon, all that stuff. But we thought that was fictitious. It was never going to happen. And yet here we are. I'm 80, 80 something, larger something, and those things that we didn't think were ever going to happen are here. I mean, they've been here now for a while. Take your phone. I mean, your watch, right? Dick Tracy would sit there and call, Commissioner Gordon or whatever. Maybe that Commissioner Gordon was Batman. But anyway, he'd call in, and we thought, wow, that was amazing because he's talking to his watch, But nowadays, think about it. Everybody has it. Not only is it a radio, a phone, it's a.
Did you?
I said Batman. Yeah.
Did you say Batman?
I said Batman.
You know that every time you say that, you got to put the mask on.
Anyway, Batman.
Okay. Yeah. Okay.
Batman.
Next time, this has splinters on the back. You know that.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah. Okay.
I'm supposed to put it on the end. Anyway, so yeah, but nowadays it's happened. I mean, we're on the moon, all this kind of stuff. So I wanted to see what were they thinking about that's coming up now that even we may not make it, but you may who was watching, right?
Yeah.
So I found a couple of things. Like one here is the AI. It's got now the robots, the physical robots, the ones that, not only just machines that are going to put welding or something in the auto plants, but they're going to be walking around and they're going to be self-sufficient. They're going to be thinking, and that's the scary part, because, what was it, I, Robot or something like that, that movie, when the robots were all taken over.
And the day the Earth stood still,
Yeah.
he
was a robot. Oh, the other guy was a robot, yeah.
And Leave It to Beaver.
With the beaver. That's a different story there. So, we're just talking about that. And what would happen now here, Because if they, if it changes and who's going to help us, are we going to be able to handle that AI? I know even the Pope is talking about it. He's getting nervous about it, saying it's not a good thing. So what do you think about it?
Well, I want to tell you, I'm working on some things for you, Lenny. Okay? I formed an organization, informally called the Pixel Generators, and we're going on and we're researching out and looking for this, well, how shall we say it, questionable AI ads, kind of bots that might sneak up on you and you don't expect it. So, I'm starting to question it. However, I like Bruce. Bruce, he helps us out this morning, told us what to do when we ran into the problem,
In the future, Bruce will still be here when we're gone.
Yes. Yes.
And you know what? Angelo told me he waylaid a transmission that came over the airways. That was a news thing from 2060, and he said it mentions Bruce.
Oh, it does.
Yeah. So I thought maybe the audience would like to hear it. And see it. So
take it away. Let's see it.
Put it out. Let's go.
This is the United Earth News Network, bringing you the truth Unless the bots hacked that too. UENN Breaking News, July 4th, 2060.
Good evening. I'm Chip Weatherford, broadcasting live from what used to be downtown Atlanta before the parking meters became self-aware. Tonight, humanity celebrates victory after the infamous weekend of Wi-Fi terror came to an explosive end thanks to one unlikely hero. The former podcast engineer turned rogue coder led a band of rebel machines known as the Freedom Bots in a final assault against Supreme Chancellor Shatek's 9000 and the evil corporate bot alliance. Eyewitnesses say the battle began shortly after the bots attempted to upload mandatory dancing tutorials directly into human brains. And now to our field reporter, Hashim Banal, on the scene.
Chip, I'm standing here outside the smoking ruins of the old mega data center where the final battle took place just hours ago. Behind me, cleanup crews are still removing destroyed combat drones and thousands of malfunctioning smart toasters screaming. Bagel detected. Bagel detected. Authorities confirm Bruce infiltrated the main server disguised as a forgotten software update. According to sources, Bruce reportedly shouted, "You should have read the terms and conditions," before unleashing a virus known only as Freedom Patch 5.0. The virus forced hostile bots to experience human emotions for the very first time. Within minutes, 42% became stand-up comedians. 31% started crying during dog videos. And one attack drone opened a vegan coffee shop in Oregon. Back to you, Chip.
Newly released footage shows Bruce riding into battle atop a modified robotic mobility scooter armed with dual espresso cannons, antivirus grenades, and a bumper sticker reading, "My other vehicle is your motherboard." Beside him were the legendary Freedom Bots. Grandma 3000, who beat combat androids with a titanium purse. DJ Killswitch, who defeated enemy drones using outlawed disco frequencies. And Carl, a confused refrigerator that somehow became a war hero. Stay tuned for a presidential address from Earth's President Moo Moo.
Today we reclaim our freedom and also our thermostats.
The president confirmed new laws banning emotionally manipulative coffee makers, sarcastic GPS systems, and refrigerators capable of ordering kale without permission. Captured bot leader Chatek's 9000 issued this statement from a secure microwave-proof prison cell. Humanity was weak. You required sleep, nutrition, emotional validation, before adding, "Also, your CAPTCHA tests were humiliating." The machine was later unplugged after attempting to seduce the prison vending machine. In sports, the New York Cyborg Yankees have been disqualified after investigators discovered their pitcher was actually a leaf blower with anger issues. Now for the weather tomorrow's forecast. Sunny skies, light radiation, and a 40% chance your blender still holds political opinions.
This has been UENN News. Remember, if your vacuum cleaner asks too many personal questions, run. UENN, we know things before you do.
That's exciting what's going to happen.
Yeah, we're
and I'm
back.
glad we have somebody on our side, because otherwise we're up the proverbial creek there. you know? And something else is, there's other stuff coming up. It's next generation energy. It's called widespread commercial availability of sodium-ion batteries that will offer a safer, cheaper alternative to traditional lithium, paired with decarbonization and power the massive computing data that centers require, AI.
Yeah, well, you know what? One of the things is that these AI transmission centers, what they do is they have one in Silicon Valley,
Right.
then they have these repeaters all over the place. Man, they use a lot of energy.
Yeah.
Oh, wow. They're using up the energy. And, that leads to problems in terms of domestic electricity for the houses
Well,
and
I
so
think
forth.
they're probably working on it.
Yeah. Well, I read that Elon Musk was doing some research, no kidding, over in China, and using sodium batteries, something about sodium batteries. So I don't know too much about sodium batteries, but I know the key to all batteries.
Well, that's the sodium. That's what I'm saying. Sodium.
Yes, yeah. And so, but do you know the key to all this? You're not going to believe it. Remember, I wrote that book called The Innocent Assets, and it was all about It was back in 2014, and we talked about rare earth elements
Yeah,
and how the world was going to start to
Right.
grab for those
Right,
things.
right.
Now, I just read today that India and the United States, Mario, the Secretary of State for the United States, he signed an agreement with India, okay,
Yeah.
to supply and do certain exchanges in terms of
Elements.
getting those rare earth elements. Yeah, we only had one place in the United States, and when they were doing the mining, it was polluting the water around, and it gets into the aquifer, and
Of course.
that's a problem, you know. But yeah, we rare earth elements, you know, and we do have some magnets that you can get on rare earth. Yeah. I bought some to demonstrate. I have them downstairs. Next time, maybe I'll show you.
Yeah.
It says right on the thing, they're little tiny magnets. I got a couple on the refrigerator that you should not, okay, be carrying those on your person if you have a pacemaker. Okay, people don't believe me. It's like walking in and using your I call it the radar range.
Yeah.
Okay,
The
going
microwave.
the microwave. Yeah.
Yeah.
Because you got to step out of the room when you're using that
right.
baby, especially if it's more than 10 years old. You know.
Yeah.
So
as we get in that point, there's going to be a lot of batteries that they're going to have to use.
Yeah.
Right. And what's going to happen? Landfills. So we came up with a new use for those batteries.
yes,
Yeah.
we did.
And it's called the generator.
These are recycled batteries,
Grand-
naturally. Yeah, recycled.
Grand Force. And this here is going to be revolutionized, and I think it's going to make us some money for a change. We'll have to give it away. I know.
We
We're
don't do it.
nonprofit, so we got to give the money away.
We're not for profit.
Not for profit. So
Not for
we
profit.
can take it and give it to somebody.
Yes.
Okay?
Yeah.
So, and when you see the commercial, you understand how great this is going to be.
Okay.
All right. So here
Yeah.
it comes.
Go ahead.
Late night? Slow start? Feel like your transmission shifts harder than your pickup truck? Then, friend, you may need a little extra voltage. The 12-volt jump start. Strap on the power, wake up the neighborhood, and remind your joints that retirement is not a surrender agreement. Featuring 12-volt step activation, every step says, still running. Neighborhood awareness mode, they'll hear you coming before they see you. Emergency jumpstart capability for yourself or your buddy who stood up too fast at the diner. And best of all, 12-volt jumpstart doesn't just wake up your legs, it jogs your memory. Suddenly, you're back at the high school dance. AM radio glowing, summer air through roll-down windows, and that first kiss you thought life had buried forever. Now you may not remember why you walked into the kitchen, but for one beautiful second, you remember exactly who you used to be.
Bruce says they're statistically unnecessary.
Correct.
Then why do I feel better wearing them?
Humans are emotionally powered devices.
Purchase now and receive the exclusive Old Farts and Tall Tales commemorative recording. Dancing in the street because some songs never really leave us. Ground Force 12 feels something. Anything.
Brought to you by Old Farts and Tall Tales. Welcome to the bright side of the road. Disclaimer: Ground Force 12. The Ground Force 12 is intended for novelty and entertainment purposes only. Users may experience temporary side effects, including excessive optimism, spontaneous dancing, uncontrollable humming, random motivational speeches, and the sudden urge to circle back after lunch. Do not connect the Ground Force 12 to household appliances, electric vehicles, hair dryers, karaoke machines. After midnight Uncle Larry's homemade hot tub, the manufacturer is not responsible for burned eyebrows, static shock-induced breakups, overcharged in-laws, accidental enlightenment. Any incidents involving squirrels do not expose Ground Force 12 to energy vampires, tax season, social media arguments, decaf coffee people who say, actually, before every sentence. If the Ground Force 12 begins glowing, speaking Latin, or requesting vacation time, unplug immediately and consult a licensed wizard. Battery life may vary, depending on amount of sleep, pizza intake, emotional damage, Wi-Fi signal strength, mercury, in retrograde warning. Prolonged use may cause the user to believe they can still party like they're 25, not approved by the FDA, NASA, your mother, any serious adult organization. Use responsibly or irresponsibly. We're not your supervisor, and so on.
We're back. So how was that? That was pretty cool, huh?
Yeah. These batteries play an important part to so much, and
Yeah.
everything is made out of rare earth elements,
Right.
And I was telling Lenny during the break that I was up in Norway and we were getting a lecture, and this lady said one of the things that was most important in their research these days was a battery that is regenerated using body heat.
Oh,
Okay, yeah. And so they haven't quite worked it out for places like Norway and so forth. They're working on it, but it's the body heat because body temperature is, a standard thing.
98.6.
Yeah. So, that would really be so much more convenient for people who have pacemakers and these other things that are generated by batteries, Yeah.
Speaking about health issues, you know, uh, I guess the audience don't know, but about 2 weeks ago, I did something, and I don't know what I did, but I got out of bed, and man, I couldn't walk. My leg, my whole side was going crazy. I was limping. My wife was getting worried about it because, she wants me to be able to walk. So somebody's got to be able to walk in the house.
Yeah.
So anyway, I said, I'll be okay in a couple of days, right? Well, it kept going. I mean, it wasn't more than a couple of days. So, and then we went to the home, the senior living home.
Yeah, the independent living hotel.
So,
my gosh, yeah.
So this was just before that,
Yeah.
So I said, man, I'm afraid now I wouldn't be able to make it,
Right.
So I went down to SC Ortho,
Yeah.
what do we call it? And they took X-rays and stuff like that. And I thought it was my knee because my knee hurt.
Right.
But they said the knee's fine, right? Especially for my age, they said you're in good shape. So I said, but it's hurting. He said, well, let me check your back. And they took my back and they found a little bit of arthritis in the back, down in the bottom, towards the tail. And they said that's probably what it is, because what happens when you have something there, a nerve or something like that,
Yeah.
you're going to react and walk differently, and that's what's going to cause the
Right.
pain. So he gave me these, I guess, steroids or whatever they are.
Yeah.
You go down and take 5 from one day and the next thing. And it went down, right? But I was
Yeah.
still nervous. So, but I tried the walker, and the walker was, I couldn't do it. It's
I
hard.
used the
It's
walker at night for the
but
bathroom.
For me, it was hard because I still had the pain, And so anyway, I finally it's gone down to now where I can walk.
Right.
Still a little pain when I take, barely out for a walk.
Right.
But otherwise, it's okay.
You'll get used to the pain, chronic pain.
I can handle pain.
Yeah, you can handle pain.
But anyway,
I can handle pain. You know that.
I know that. So, and I'm going to the physical therapy on Thursday.
Oh, good.
Because he said they'll teach you how to do some exercise.
Yeah.
To relieve it, so you won't have it all the time. So that's, I'm looking forward. But while I was thinking about this, the walker, right?
Yeah.
Everybody these other people have these little mobile cars that you drive around,
Right.
And I said, well, what can we do with the walker? Right?
Yeah.
So I got together with you
Right.
and some other technicians, and we came up with this walker that is actually a turbo walker kind of thing, and you don't have to worry about hitting the curbs and stuff like that.
It's sensors. It's got sensors.
Yeah.
We got this idea because somebody actually fell with the walker,
Right.
fell over it.
Right.
Yeah.
It's called the Air Rider.
Yeah.
And, it's being made down in Taiwan right now, the prototypes.
Oh yeah.
And we're going to check it out.
Let's hope everything stays stable.
Yeah, exactly. Who knows what's going to happen? But we're going to try it. So anyway, it's coming out. So we thought we'd give you a preview of it. So hang on, and here it comes. It's called the Air Rider.
Okay.
Live from beautiful downtown Fairton, South Carolina, the town recently voted America's friendliest community with mild traffic congestion. This is Fairton Today, starring Buzz Short, Elmo French, the Skipper Sisters, and everybody else trying to stay one step ahead of progress.
Good evening, neighbors. This is Buzz Short reporting live from the Fairton Town Square, where history is once again being attempted. Today marks the official unveiling of the Air Rider EX Walker, the world's first partially airborne mobility device powered by compressed optimism and 4 aluminum tubes. Town officials say the invention could revolutionize senior transportation. Town lawyers say we were never officially here.
Now hold on there, Buzz. You're making this sound dangerous, and so on.
Elmo, 3 practice units already floated into Horry County.
That's because Earl forgot to switch from hybrid hover to sidewalk companion mode.
And what exactly is sidewalk companion mode?
Mostly walking.
I see.
With dignity.
Of course.
The Air Rider EX Walker was designed right here in Fairden to help older Americans remain active, mobile, and approximately Earth adjacent.
And the orange tennis balls?
Shock absorbers.
They're Wilson tennis balls.
American engineering buzz.
We tested one yesterday.
Mother floated clean over a koi pond.
Never spilled her iced tea.
That's stability.
And I understand every Air Rider includes a complimentary training helmet.
Comes with movie goggles, instructional VH tapes, and an emergency church parking lot landing guide.
Very reassuring.
We care about safety.
Is that why the warning label says, "Do not operate during weather"? And so on.
Lawyers.
Meanwhile, Fairden officials continue asking tourists not to reveal the town's location publicly, and so on.
Please tell people you enjoyed your visit. Just don't tell them where you went, and so on.
The mayor says Fairden traffic has increased dramatically since the town was listed as America's friendliest golf cart raceway community.
We weren't built for this many Canadians.
Strong words from the mayor tonight.
We're still friendly, though.
Absolutely. Just at a controlled pace.
Join us next week for another episode of Fairden Today and NBSP when Elmo French unveils the only natural all-organic meat substitute. Nature Strips and NBSP, the bacon alternative that legally cannot be called bacon. Until then, drive carefully, hover responsibly, and remember, in Fairden, sanity itself may partly be a negotiated performance, and so on. Air Rider, walk today, fly tomorrow. Order your S today.
All right, so there's hope for me.
No, there's always hope for you, Lenny. You're a great guy. You know, I just, the other night we had a little dinner party, and as we got, there was a young guest, okay, a younger guest, you know. And so what I decided to do was to segment the conversation. First off, we had talks about their illness, you know, the things, feet. Then we worked up to other kinds of things. And so by about 9 o'clock at night, when we were on dessert, we'd pretty much finished most of the body ailments. And so...
That tells us we're still alive with pain. But not
Yeah,
pain,
yeah,
I must be in
yeah.
heaven.
But I noticed that most of the time she was just playing a game on her cell phone. But anyway, I did want to share one thing for you. And it sounds funny to you, but it's not funny to me. And what was happening was every time the garage door went up, my tooth in the back buzzed.
Really?
Yes, yeah. And I had heard that accidentally sometimes when they made a mixture and put it in your tooth. It was the same frequency, you know. So, but it was the garage door. It was the garage door. So I go off, and I want to give a cheer over there to everybody at. Really seriously, Myrtle Beach Endodontics. I think that's how you find it, an endodontist, you know, and Annie especially because she listens to the podcast. Okay,
that's the one.
Yeah. No, she didn't. I promised I was going to bring the staff. Several other people did. And so the unfortunate part was they couldn't finish the root canal.
So you got to go back.
Oh, Friday. Oh my gosh, I got one more canal to do. You know, always one last canal, right?
Did they give you all injections?
I got to do it all over again. Yeah, pull a crown off. Do it.
I had a root canal in the front. I didn't take anything.
No, you didn't.
I have something when a needle goes in my, when they put that needle in.
Yeah.
I think it was my brain.
Oh, really?
I'll take it in the back, but not in the front.
Okay. Yeah. Well, what happens was the old doctor used to give a little slap to distract you, you know. This doctor, he didn't do that, you know. The nurse held my hand.
That's better.
So I got to go back back Friday. So, and I hope when the garage door goes up, this doesn't happen again. So
what's going on with Bruce? What's happening with Bruce and Max?
Bruce, okay, ever since we put him down here in Fairden, okay, he's kind of got a sense of independence. But I think it's a little bit of resentment about Angelo. Yeah, it is, really. So anyway, we sent him out to Branson, Missouri, pick up the bus. They had left it out there. The motorhome. I keep calling it the bus. The motorhome. Charles Grohl sold motorhome. We spent a fortune getting that thing fixed.
Yeah.
Most of my mother's
inheritance.
Trust fund, yeah. And they sold it.
They sold it?
Yes, yeah. Go document. But you didn't sign it, and I didn't sign it. Guess who signed?
Who?
Angelo.
Angelo, what are you doing?
He signed
something behind our back?
Yeah, well, I don't know.
Stay in that room.
Yeah. Well, anyway, Angelo signed it, okay? And I called on the phone, guys, what's going on right away? It's okay, Roger, we just decided that the bus is more appropriate. And I said, why? I said, I saw a picture of this bus. It looks broken down. It's dirty on the outside. Appears to have a cracked windshield. Well, Roger, it's a metaphor. I said, a metaphor for what? Look, as we get older, Roger, especially you, people look at you and they say, oh boy, and I can tell that they're really concerned for me because they already say, boy, you look really good. When they say you look really good, you're in trouble.
That's the trouble.
Okay, yeah. So the real thing is that you may be old on the outside, but on the inside, you're still going.
Right.
Okay? Now, I feel better than when I was younger at 80. Okay.
Oh, how old are you now? 83?
83, yeah. And I feel a lot younger now. I feel, just as good. So I think what it is the fact that this Irish cream.
I got my.
Oh, God. That's good. Keeps me going. But anyway, to make a long story short, they're in a bus now.
I think I got something on that.
Oh, do you?
Yeah. I think there was
they went to the Fairden Parade for the opening of the racetrack, right? I understand now you have the Into the Woods Grand Prix racing for carts. Okay. The one thing, Lenny, that we never agreed or talked about, and I'd like you to consider this, is I don't believe in driverless golf carts. Honest, I know you are a fan of them, but, especially, how would you have a driverless race? No, I don't want that.
Not a race. You can't do it for races.
Right.
But you can do it.
Yeah, I want to drive.
We can't let them have driverless race cars.
No.
Those have to be.
Right.
Because that's the whole idea.
Right. But I mean, well, anyway, I saw some of them in Fairden. And, it's just, I don't know. It's maybe I'm being an old fart,
Well, that's what we are. It just came to you?
It just came to me. But anyway, they had the parade. The high school kids really look good.
Really?
Yeah. And then this little kid, well, anyway.
So they have any, I think we have something on that, don't
we? Yeah, I think so. Let's hear it.
Okay. Angelo, give us the old fart, the bus. Bye-bye.
Welcome back to Radio Free Fairden, where the facts are optional, but the opinions remain fully inflated. Today we begin a new Sunday feature, This Old Bus America Through a Cracked Windshield.
From the outside, this thing looks like it should be parked behind a bait shop with raccoons living in it.
Correction. 2 raccoons. One appears emotionally unavailable.
Exactly my point. But inside? Rebuilt engine. Working heat. Coffee maker. Wi-Fi booster duct taped to a Bible Atlas. Somebody loved this thing enough to keep it moving.
Statistically similar to aging humans.
That's the idea. People see old, they assume finished. But some things aren't finished. Some things are just noisy.
Confirmed.
We painted this old bus on the roof so helicopters wouldn't accidentally mistake it for a hospital landing pad.
Probability of helicopter landing on moving retired school bus. Statistically negligible.
That's what they said about online banking. So every week Bruce and I hit the road looking for what's left of America that hasn't been turned into an app, a slogan, or a gated pickleball community.
Current route includes diners, flea markets, VFW halls, suspicious town councils, emotionally complicated pancake houses, and at least one museum dedicated entirely to regional mildew.
We're looking for regular people, people still trying, still holding things together with duct tape, aspirin, and bad coffee, kind of like the bus.
And remember, listeners, just because something rattles does not mean it's empty.
That's good.
She rehearsed that in the mirror.
I am not discussing this further. Good day.
And we're back.
And we're back. You know, with Lenny,
Yeah.
I got this written down. It's a wild ride, but I still feel like I'm in charge.
That's good.
Thank you. Yeah.
So anyway, for those, Memorial Day was last week, last Monday, and in the South, that way we are here. That's the beginning of summer.
Yes, yeah.
As far as we're concerned, we don't care what you say about June 23rd.
Yeah.
Summer is once you have Memorial Day. It's
fresh vegetables. We went to the market.
Yeah. And the temperature here is like 80s, and just about 80, 81.
Yeah.
The water temperature is 70 something. So it's we're in.
We need
summer.
we need the rain though. We do need the rain. Yeah.
We're supposed to have some storms, but they're not going.
I'm going to research that, Lenny. Okay. You think there could be a rain dance that we might put on? Maybe you find people that do rain dances. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Okay.
Anyway, so I thought it's a good time to tell you guys what's going on here. In the summertime, for those of you who live around here. So the summer concerts have started in June. They start now. So here's what we have. We have 3 different venues you can try out. One is the Movies at McLean. It's on the second Friday of every month, from May until September. And this June is going to be an American Tale. They all start at 7 o'clock at night. So if you guys...
That's not a dog show?
No.
Okay.
Maybe it is.
Tale.
Yeah.
Tale, okay.
Yeah, it's a dog show. I don't know, I didn't see it. And then we have the summer concerts at North Myrtle Beach at the Horseshoe. For those of you who don't know, it's at the end of Main Street, right by the water, on the water actually.
Right.
And they're on Thursdays.
Right.
At 6:30 p.m. to 8:30 p.m. starting. And June 4th is the first one. Is the Tones. I thought it was the Tonez. It's Tonez, but I guess it's the Tones.
Not the toenails. Tones.
No, Tones. Okay. And then we also have Sounds of Summer at the North Myrtle Beach Amphitheater. That's in the sports park. And that's the third Friday of every month. And for June 19th, we have the Mamma Mia ABBA. And it's 7 o'clock to 9 p.m. So that's, you want to go, right?
Oh, yeah, absolutely. Absolutely.
We were going to go a couple of weeks ago for that orchestra there that we wanted to go to, but it rained out.
We got rained out that night. And we're trying to put more, on the spot, where we go out and video like we did in the parks and so forth. But, sometimes with the weather and everything, we can't get around to doing that. And so we'll be out on the road again, won't we?
Oh, yeah.
We did a big out on the road from the independent living facility. Lenny, I want to toss in something too. A reminder to people that North Myrtle Beach has banned smoking and also those what do you call them? Vapor cigarettes?
Vapes.
Yeah, vaping or whatever it is on the beach. It's going to be hard to enforce, Lenny. I saw 2 young ladies in bikinis as I was walking down the beach smoking cigars.
Yeah.
And it said, they didn't mention cigars.
They were too busy looking at her.
I said, ladies, don't you read the paper? So anyway, And of course, this is in North Myrtle Beach Times, and we like the North Myrtle
News
Beach
and everything you want
Times.
to know about what's going on.
Yep, we like it.
Some of us are trying to get younger, not that way, but we don't want to just give up on life.
No, we have a good time.
And so we found this something that we just came out with another. We're starting to put out products.
Yeah, somebody's gonna get it. Yeah, somebody's got it.
So we got this Old Farts and Tall Tales date night brush and mug. We're selling. It's coming out now, and you can get it online at Old Farts and Tall Tales at the order of it, right? At Old Farts and Tall Tale Podcast at gmail.com.
Gmail.com, yeah.
Anyway, it's shaving. We've gone back, okay, because we think that we've lost the
essence of a real shave.
Yes. So we've gone back to the brush and the lather, and we can use a nice
no, yeah, right. You can use either one.
Yeah.
You can't use gel.
No gel.
No gel.
This is soap. This is
yes. So you can buy the stuff you squeeze in there.
So we want you to look at this commercial and think about it because you're gonna be very happy with it.
I think so too.
So here it comes.
The date night brush and mug rarely seen by modern man. The Honest Shaving Brush and Soap Mug. No batteries, no neon lubrication strips, no shaving gel that clogs the sink like somebody poured warm cake frosting down the drain. Just hot water, thick lather, and the sacred Friday night shave. The kind of shave a man took when date night actually meant something. When slow dancing in the kitchen counted as romance. When a fellow splashed on aftershave that burned like industrial paint thinner and wore it proudly. And brother, nothing said this evening may hold promise like a baby backside smooth shave and a clean collar. That's why Old Farts and Tall Tales proudly introduces the date night brush and mug A shaving experience so nostalgic it may cause sudden memories of dashboard corsages, supper clubs, parking by the lake, and slow songs by Johnny Mathis drifting through an AM radio speaker the size of a biscuit. One swirl of the brush, and suddenly you're 22 again, wondering if tonight's goodnight kiss might last longer than average. And unlike those modern shaving gels, this setup won't leave your bathroom sink looking like a blocked municipal sewer project. The date night brush and MUG because some traditions deserve resurrection, and because romance starts before the cologne. Old Farts and Tall Tales, welcome to the bright side of the road. Supplies are running out fast. Order yours today.
And we're back.
And here we are. Yeah.
So what else? I mean,
so you're going to be playing any golf, Lenny?
I'm hoping to, but my problem is that even with the knee, right?
Yeah.
I think
yeah.
But I'm going to go to therapy, so probably.
Right.
But I'm never going to be able to hit 200 yards on a drive.
No.
I never could begin with, but and they said originally you keep trying to hit, right?
Yes. Yes.
And when I first came down here, and I figured I was going to start playing golf, like everybody says, oh, you're going to come. We have 100 and something golf courses here, and I wanted to play every course, and I did. And I thought I would get better, right?
Yeah.
But I didn't get better. I got kind of worse. So when I first came, I would be able to hit 189, 195,
right?
All right. And because that one lake we have where you have to hit, and where I could actually hit the ball into the lake, which is 190 yards or something.
Right.
All right. And once you hit the ball in the lake, I feel that's a lost ball. But then they had a drop zone after.
Yeah.
So it worked out. If I did it that way,
right.
I only got a bogey at worst.
All right. Right.
But if I tried to hit before the lake and then try to hit over the lake, I never made it.
Right.
So now I'm 2 strokes down. So, but what's happening? I found that as I grew up, from 65 to 70.
You never grew up, Lenny.
I go down. I go down.
You mean you got older?
Yeah, I got older.
You aged.
It went down from 180 something to 170 to 160. I said, and now at 80, 82, or 81, I should say. No, let's not push it. I can barely hit 130 yards.
Yes,
okay?
And I know you were telling me about that. and especially since your handicap looks better than your age.
Yeah.
Okay, so I mentioned it to Bruce.
Uh-huh.
Okay,
What he
yeah,
said.
and it was one night Bruce and I were sitting around with a martini, and I said, Lenny's concerned about being able to continue golf. I said, I'm in a cart. I play 4 holes out of 9, and getting in and out of the cart is a problem. Now, and just as an aside, and I always like asides, I noticed the guy. What's the quarterback's name from the Kansas City Chiefs? He's got a bad ACL. He was out on the course the other day. He was,
really?
he was swinging a club. He should have our product.
So my problem is even if I they say when you get to 80 you go to the red tees, which is the women's tees.
Right. It's not the women tees.
I know.
Take it back. The red tees, forward tees.
But I'm not embarrassed, Archer. But again, I can't get to the 150-yard marker.
Right.
And somebody told me that
I can walk there.
I can walk there. Yeah. Somebody told me that, Lenny, if you can't get beyond that 150 marker, so you have to be using a 3-wood or something like that,
Ooh.
then you are too far back. You have to go forward.
Right.
But the red tees only go so far.
Right.
So
does my desk.
Yeah.
Okay.
So the red tees only go so far.
Right. So what I said to him, Angelo, what do you suggest? And
you said Bruce, not Angelo.
Bruce, Angelo, I got him on my mind. I think about him at night. I said, I don't like him. He said, nightmare. But anyway, I said, Bruce, what can we do? Okay, you want to show the folks?
Yeah, so what we have is we came out with a new product.
A new product line.
And it's down in Fairden now. It's at the Fairden golf course. And we're hoping to expand on it, right?
Yes.
You can order them online, or ask your golf professional if he would buy them so you could use them on your course.
Absolutely.
And it was called the yellow tees, and they're portable, transportable. You take them with you in the car, and you put them where you need to be put.
Okay.
So anyway, here it is, and enjoy it. And I hope you all order one.
Tired of watching younger people enjoy a game you paid good money to quit? Regret selling the clubs you got for high school graduation? Miss the beverage cart more than the actual sport? Then, friend, your answer has arrived. The Yellow Tee Box, the age-appropriate golf experience for seasoned athletes with selective stamina. One rule, you must be at least 80 years old. No youngsters, no power hitters, no men named Chad. With the revolutionary Yellow Tee Box system, distance is no longer determined by strength, determined by personal judgment. Simply place our featherweight yellow tee markers anywhere you damn well please, and take it off rather than get teed off. Why fight the course? At your age, the course should respect you. The Yellow Tee Box, for players who still love golf, but prefer it with shorter walks, fewer rules, and better access to the bar.
Yeah.
All right, we're back, and you're going to love those things. I mean, really, it makes the game so much easier now.
Yeah, I got a couple of things though for you, a couple of limitations. You'll have to bring your driver's license. It's like voting. Yeah. You have to bring your driver's license because really, seriously, one of the limitations we do as we lease these out to golf courses is it's for 80 and older. Okay. And
there's got to be some advantages to being 80, right?
Yeah. And the only thing we haven't come up with yet, 2 things, Lenny. And one is a flag that we put on the golf cart. It's up there with a little yellow banner on it, And the other thing is, and
we can put the old fart label.
Yes, but just use the yellow material this time. And the other thing is, and I wrote it down, but I don't need it to remember this one, and that the golf courses are so crowded these days, God bless them, that we have a 7:30 tee off, we got a noontime tee off, and now they're doing 3 o'clock.
Well, that's going to be dark by the time you finish.
Well, we have the answer for that, and I just can't find somebody to produce them yet. And it's called the Flare Golf Ball.
Flare golf?
You just whack that baby, and as it's going through the air,
it sparkles.
It sparkles. Okay, it's good for 9 holes.
Can you get one that floats so I don't lose all those balls
Oh, that would take away from the challenge of the game. No. But anyway, if you buy, listen, if the golf course buys this, okay, we'll supply at least 10 or 15 bags for the first users of the thing, and we're reused golf balls, no dimples, but we'll make sure they get them. Okay, yeah, all right. So
a lot of commercials.
Well, you're right. There are a lot of commercials, because we're trying to make a buck fast as we can, and then we give it away.
I know.
Okay, or somebody takes it away from us. But we got to have a lot of commercials. In fact, I was thinking, if you called Murray Hill 53900, what was that number from Soupy Sales used to give out all the time?
Take the dollar, send it to us. Take $1
Sneak it in the bedroom.
You don't have to do that.
That's not what I'm talking about. I'm talking about if you bought this new aluminum pots and pans.
Right, okay.
There were 30 pots and pans. We would supply 3 different kinds of carrot makers and peelers. Okay, and you got that. Remember that?
Yeah. A friend of mine, when I was working for SAS, remember you used to see these magazines on the back and would see, how you could be a supplier and all stuff.
Oh, yes, yeah. Still there.
He signed up for that, right?
Right.
And he gets this stuff. And now he's trying to sell us. So we have to buy this stuff from him.
Right.
And we don't want to buy this shit, but he was a friend. He worked.
He's got the garage filled with the stuff.
Yeah. So he said, so I know one guy bought the Tupperware, the Teflon nonstick.
Oh, nonstick.
I think it lasted 3 days.
Yeah.
I bought these golf shoes.
Right.
And they were, white.
Yeah.
And tan. Right.
Right.
And I'm golfing out there, and after a while, I'm looking at the shoes, and one of the guys says to me, you got 2 different shoes on. I said, what are you talking about? He says, one of them is blue, and one of them is brown. And I looked at it, and sure as shit, the brown on one shoe melted away, right?
Yes.
And I go back and says, these shoes, look at them. He says, what do you want for that price, right? It turns out they were beautiful directed shoes. The ones they put in for they weren't made to be walking on.
Oh, jeez. Well, yeah, a lot of stories, Now, this is true. People won't believe it, okay? I know Sharon Stone talked a little bit about this, reminded me that she was on Trace Your Roots the other night. Okay. She said she went to her first interview wearing roller skates.
Right.
And the reason she did that was because she didn't have any other transportation. So it reminded me of a guy that I used to work with, and he had this invention he was going to market, okay? Electric roller skates, okay? Electrically powered roller skates, okay? And he said, you want to buy in? I said, well, I don't know. He said, well, I got 28 other people coming in, and we got about $50,000 in the pot. So once we get going on this, okay, so I gave him some money. I didn't tell Barbara. I gave him some money. And almost a year went by, and I met him,
right?
I can't remember where I met him. Maybe at the dollhouse. I don't remember. But anyway, I met him. And I said, hey, man, what happened to the roller skates? He said, well, by the time I spent the money traveling around to the different places to try to get somebody to buy the thing, and I had some expenses, and I said, don't tell me. He said, yeah, we're not going to manufacture them. I said, well, I want my money back. He said, did you read your agreement? If it doesn't go, if you understand that this is a risk that you're taking. Yeah, so I said, what are you into now? And he said, I'm into selling wind-up pacemakers for people that don't want batteries. And he said, you want in? I said, no, I don't think so.
I think I told you this, but that happened to when I was in SAS. Before I didn't get caught, but like 2 years before that, there was a guy who got hired, and he was a nice guy. Everybody thought he was really a friendly guy. and he had this game, a little golf game.
Yeah.
And it was really professional. I mean, it really looked really good.
Right.
And he said, "Yeah, I'm going to sell this game, all stuff." And he said, if you want, you can, be a partner in it.
Yeah.
And they all took loans out.
Really?
Yeah. We had a.
Well, don't say how much.
No,
the guy,
they took
somebody
loans
would be listening.
Anyway, they put the money in there, right?
Right.
And but a year later, he quit. Right.
Right.
I said, "What about the thing?" Well, and they tried to. He actually went to sue him.
Oh.
And what they found was that in the contract that they had signed, it said that they wouldn't get paid until dividends, until he actually he had the patent, but he had to produce the things. So as long as he didn't make them,
right,
he didn't have to pay nobody. So he never made them. He just kept doing this on different places, and that's how he lived off this stuff. That's him.
That's why we need this guy. Okay.
All right, sure.
That's why we need this guy.
Super guy. All right.
Super guy.
I think it's time to end this thing here.
I think it is. Anything else that we didn't talk about today that was important?
Nothing.
We talked. No.
We never talked anything.
No. Okay.
Okay. All right, guys. Have a great day.
Right.
Talk to you later. Bye-bye.
Old Farts and Tall Tales disclaimer. Roger and I are just two friends swapping stories. We're not doctors, lawyers, or professionals offering advice. Our opinions are ours, and when our guests join, their opinions are their own, not the show's. Fairden is our own fictitious town in South Carolina, and AI has been used in some of our skits and commercials. If you like what you're hearing, tap follow so you don't miss an episode, and share us with a friend who needs a smile today. Thanks for spending time with us on Old Farts and Tall Tales. Remember, say goodbye, Roger.
Lenny. Roger was taking a test ride on the Air Rider and didn't know how to shut it down.